I hope you guys are still doing well and you are safe wherever you are. For those who don't know me, my name is Rose Mochela and I want to welcome you to Chatz with Rozie. I want to start our conversation this way today. What do you notice when you look at this paper? What do you notice first? Let me take a guess. You notice the black dot, the little black dot on the paper. But may I ask you, why didn't you notice the whiteness on the paper? I want us to unpack how we can go against our natural inclination so that we can be happy, positive, and content. Have you ever been frustrated with a person because all they do is point out the bad or the wrong things that you do instead of complimenting you or speaking out when you do something right? I'm gonna make an example. I had a friend who used to always point out when I have a pimple. I used to be frustrated with this person because I'd be like, duh, I did bath this morning. Therefore, I looked myself in the mirror and I did notice that I have a pimple on my face. Even though pimples are something that is natural, but its appearance is actually disturbing. It is not welcomed and it somehow affects your mood or even your self-esteem or confidence. So imagine having to be reminded that you have a pimple every time you have a pimple. I had to take a sit back and ask myself if this person's intentions are malicious or there's something that is going on. After having a conversation with this person, we both realized that this has got nothing to do with my pimple or myself, but he is triggered by the things that he went through. This person grew up with a skin condition. So whenever this person would have a pimple, they'd have an urge to pop it out so that they can get a relief from the pain or discomfort that came with that pimple. So whenever they'd see my pimple, they'd have an urge to also pop my pimple so that they can relieve me from the pain and the discomfort that they thought I was experiencing. But remember, I did not ask for this person's help. So meaning that them being triggered somehow made them to want to take an action even when not given the green light. Please do not misunderstand me. There is nothing wrong with acknowledging the bad. But however, the purpose of this conversation is for us to try and force ourselves to focus on the good instead of the bad. I'm one person that believes that we are imperfect. Therefore, because of this imperfection, we are inclined to notice what is bad more than noticing what is good. And we are shaped by where we grew up and how we were raised. But however, I believe that there is something that we can do about it. I'm gonna make an example. Let's say you are married and you always notice the bad that your partner is doing. Whenever your partner leaves their clothes on the floor, you remind them. Whenever they were pouring something and they spilled and they didn't wipe, you remind them. Whenever this person uses the loo and leaves the seat open, you remind them. Whenever this person uses the toothpaste and doesn't press it from the bottom, just press it from the middle, you remind them. Do you think by so doing, you are contributing positively towards your relationship? Not at all. I always say to you guys, take love as a plant. When you're taking care of this plant, for you to make it grow, you need to water it as it is required for it to grow. You would take care of the soil where you have planted the flower. You would also make sure that you expose it to enough sunlight for it to grow. The same applies when it comes to love, whether be it in a friendship, in a family, or even in romantic setting. When you are always telling a person what they did wrong, they would end up being discouraged and feeling like you do not notice the good that they're doing or the effort that they are putting in. But if you try to take a step back and think of the good things that they have done for you or they have done in general and complimenting them, you would be contributing to the love that you guys have. Remember, what is common between you guys is that you love each other. And whenever you compliment a person or say things that are good towards this person, you are helping this plant of love to grow. Also, what I've also noticed is that for you to always notice what is bad that the other person is doing, it's because inside there is something that is wrong and needs to be attended to. You working on yourself and asking yourself, why are you always noticing what is bad instead of noticing what the other person is doing that is good, and dealing with it and getting help when it comes to that, you will also be contributing to that love. So whenever you have the urge to tell somebody what you see wrong, try to think of the good that they have done that day or even that week and focus on that. If you have to go to an extent of making a list of what is good about this person or what you like about this person, do that. Imagine you coming home and say, "Oh love, I noticed that you took out the garbage. Thank you very much because I didn't have the time to do that." Or coming back and saying, "Oh love, I noticed that you wiped the kitchen counter. I really appreciate that. Oh love, I noticed that you did wipe the seat after using the loo. I really appreciate that because it contributes to my health as well." Don't you think that this person will be motivated to keep on doing what is good and putting effort so that they can make you happy? Remember, if you are happy, you will positively contribute to them as well. So they also want to be happy as much as you are happy. So sometimes we have to be the ones that take the step first for us to be happy. So you noticing and complimenting a person when they are doing good or focusing on the positive, they are not the ones that are only benefiting, but you are also benefiting in return. The purpose of this conversation was for us to learn to focus on the positive things that others do instead of only noticing the bad that they are doing. And by so doing, we will be turning against our natural inclination and we will become happy, positive, and also content. I'm hoping that you enjoyed this conversation, and if you did, I'm hoping that you're gonna like, share, and subscribe. For now, I still love you. Until next time, mwah.